Hey, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
I can hear you.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Both the mayor and also Commissioner Turkin won't be joining us tonight.
I text Commissioner Hay, but I can call in.
Okay, we can give it like a couple of more minutes. So we have, is Commissioner Cruz on? I see Commissioner Kelly.
I don't see
Yep.
Commissioner Cruz.
I'm faithfully here every week. Commissioner Kelly's here in the house.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thanks, Amy.
Uh-huh.
Just waiting on see if any other electeds are going to join us tonight. Probably waiting on Vice Mayor Hay and also Commissioner Cruz.
Okay, so Commissioner Cruz is watching us on YouTube.
Okay.
So she is present watching on YouTube, and then I haven't heard back from Vice Mayor Hay. And my call went to voicemail, but I did text him. So I'll let you know if I hear from him.
Yeah, we'll get started. We only have one announcement, which is 3A, and that's going to be Tire Amnesty Week. This is our annual Tire Amnesty Week. It's going to go from December 1st to December 5th. We're going to be putting that out over social media as well as our marquee signs. So for public audience, I don't really have anything of consequence on the agenda this upcoming meeting. I will say we do have the second reading of all the charter amendments that we looked at doing. So those are definitely going to be up for discussion. 5A, can you pull up the advisory board appointments? How many do we have total?
We only have one. It's the girl that's the student.
Mm-hmm. Did we
had
get
another one.
clarification that the board was looking for?
Yeah,
Annual,
so
Tire Amnesty Week is going to go from December 1st.
Commissioner Cruz, and because the attorneys, they Shauna, she explained that the board ordinance doesn't specify that the rules are specifically for a student. However, Cruz didn't realize when she questioned it last meeting that the student was a Boynton Beach High School student. So we spoke to Commissioner Cruz, and Commissioner Cruz is okay with not doing a waiver because she is a student of Boynton Beach High. But also, we did get clarification from the student herself. She actually has one parent that lives within the city, and then one parent that lives without the outside of the city. So she's not going to do the waiver because she is a student of Boynton Beach High School, and she does have a
Yes, I also sent an email clarifying what the ordinance is, and there is no specification regarding students, and it is a special class, and if they want to clarify that, then I would need direction from the commission to clarify that. But right now, the ordinance is silent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Commissioner Cruz she is okay with not doing a waiver for the student. So
Okay.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the student, I mean, it's a, it's a student. And so, you know, it's silent for this exact purpose because, we the way our county school system is run is we have choice programs. And so kids can be all over the county going to school. So, anyway, okay. Sounds good.
All right, so moving on, 5B, community support funds. What organization is Commissioner Turkey donating
that
this
one's for
community support?
the East Boynton Beach Little League for
Okay.
their
All right.
2026 spring season.
Okay, so we're going to move on to 6A on the that's beginning the consent agenda. I kind of want to highlight Keith on this particular item. We originally were only allocated about 1.2 million from FDOT, but he fought because we didn't feel that was going to be adequate to move our utilities while they do the Boynton Beach Boulevard or State Road 804 improvements. And he ended up getting the city probably about 4.3 million. So an increase of $3 million with the due diligence and the hard work that he put in. So Keith Weber from Utilities, I just want to give him a shout out. He definitely deserves it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. 6B, that's going to be our cell tower that's over at 1901 North Seacrest. That's over by the Bulldogs football field. Verizon is just doing some repairs. It's probably going to bring in an additional $9,000, which is still $9,000, but it's going to be additional revenues, and we estimate it's probably going to be about a $9,000 increase annually. 6C is going to be a utility easement between Ridgepoint Woods Association and City of Boynton Beach, and that's going to be High Point Boulevard. We're replacing a force main project over there, so that's going to be underway as soon as we get the easement completed. 6D, that's going to be another amendment in reference to the Boynton Beach Boulevard project, and that's going to be landscaping, and that's going to be for additional landscape improvements. We asked FDOT to do that. We will be in charge of the maintenance going forward, though. So, but we'd rather than do things the correct way from a beautification and an aesthetic standard, as opposed to just doing the bare minimum. Okay, 6E. And that's going to be approved amendment 1 to management agreement between the City of Boynton Beach and the Boynton Culture Center Children's Schoolhouse Museum. So the way we do it now is typically we'll have, I know Susan retired, but we would have a representative from the Children's Schoolhouse Museum and do a quarterly presentation. So we're going to change that, and we're going to move forward with doing monthly updates to the entire commission. We're going to do it via email. Now, if the commission as a whole would want the Children's Schoolhouse Museum to have a representative come over here and actually speak during the commission meeting, we would also be obliged to do that as well.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
think that, I mean, for me personally, I like hearing those updates, but I am fine with only doing them if there's either a large diminished change in participation or a big increase, or if there's something that you feel like should be, or they feel like should be brought to the commission, because sometimes also people learn more about the programming too by listening to a commission meeting. So, if we bring a new exhibit or something different that, that the public would like to hear about, I think it's one thing for us to get emails, but the public's not getting them. So I think that it's important that if there is something positive, or negative, that it comes before the commission for us to just hear about it.
I think that makes sense. We can work that into the agreement and bring it for Tuesday night. We
Okay,
can work something in. I think that makes sense.
great. Thank you, Andrew.
And the 6F is just going to be our annual closure of Federal Highway with FDOT getting ready for the 54th annual holiday parade, which I know social media, I saw we had already started advertising the tree lighting ceremony. So moving on to 7A, that's going to be a sole source agreement with Pat's Pump and Blower, and that's for our vac trucks. And that's going to be $108,000. 7B, it's going to be a board invitation for the demolition and reconstruction. And Kevin, if you want to speak on this, if you're on, this is an item that I can't remember. Is this District 2 or is this District 4 or District 1? I know Sky Lake it's the border of all the districts.
This is District 2.
This is District 2. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Just so I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is a grant funded. Actually, it's gonna be. The bids came in lower than what we were anticipating, so it's gonna be like 100% grant funded. So it's been way overdue, and we're looking forward to starting this project. So.
Yeah. I remember when the ramp started elevating and coming unhinged from the ramp or from the ground, the foundation. I remember a lot of complaints coming in.
Yep, new ramps, new parking lot, ADA sidewalks. So it's a big improvement to that park.
How much money did we get in the grant, Kevin? Do you know?
Well, we went after 1,020,000, and of course you can see that the numbers came in under 800,000. So it's going to be a 100%. So it's going to be very good.
All right, awesome.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Myrna Crompton Grants Division. May I make a clarification? This grant is 816,000, but we do have a match requirement, 20%. Just an FYI.
Okay, I'm corrected.
Yes, thank you.
All right, thanks, Myrna. I appreciate it. 7C, that's going to be the SWAT robot that we've been needing for our whenever our SWAT team conducts entries. It's a safety mechanism that's going to allow them to bring back more intel anytime that we're conducting dangerous SWAT warrants and things like that. It's going to be at a cost of $87,500, and we're using the CIP funds and a piggyback from a GSA contract. Okay, so moving on to public hearing items. Now, these are all the second reading, and I know there's one for the public-private partnership, and the other one, Adams 8A, that one's for the
that is the statutory requirement from Tallahassee, second reading for us to handle.
Correct. That's more about how that's us mirroring what we need. Okay. And then 8B is going to be our P3 updates because they haven't been updated since 2016. That's going to help us with a lot of our unsolicited RFP bids that come in from our vendors through bids and tenders. C, that's going to start our charter second readings. So C, D, and E are all going to be the charter amendments that the commission approved. Did we bring back the parking one, or was the second reading for 14.5? Was that at the last reading?
It was adopted.
No, the second reading was last reading.
Okay.
I will say that I think I made an error in making the updates that the commission requested. I don't think I changed the effective date. So I do still need to change that because I think it still says effective immediately, and we did a different date. So Candace.
We did February 1st, 2026.
Yes, I did not. I have to fix that. So just so everyone knows, Candace and Maylee pointed that out. So that's something I have to correct still.
Okay, thanks, Shauna. All right, so moving on, we got some first readings. Gabe's online with our planning and zoning department. So what I'll do is Gabe, I'll give you the mic and you can go over the roadway abandonment, that undeveloped road over at High Ridge Country Club.
Good evening. Yeah, so this is an abandonment, a future land use map amendment and a rezone. For the rezone in the flume for about 64 acres. The abandonment is of Southwest 7th, and for future expansions of the golf course. The rezone is really just to clean up. Right now it's currently zoned residential, so it's just moving it all to recreation, just to allow for future movement of the golf course.
One of the things I want to mention is we previously discussed whether we were going to apply a fee to abandonments, and that is something that the city attorney's office never got direction about. So we would just like to point out to the commission that if we want to charge for abandonments, that may be appropriate. So just something to consider.
Shauna, what cost do we see in doing that process? What does it cost the city to do that process?
There's administrative costs, obviously staff time, administrative costs. There's some title work that goes into that. And whether we want to just keep it administrative costs, but one of the public comments was that, why are we just giving land back? So, maybe we need to bring a discussion item if that's something we want to discuss, or if you guys would like us to propose an ordinance. And, we just need direction, because it was something that was brought up previously, but we didn't get any affirmative direction on that. And, the issue is, some people of the public feel like we're just giving land away. So we just need direction if that's something you want to do, whether it be a discussion item or just the city attorney's office proposing an ordinance.
Got it. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember having that conversation, but so I'm happy to have that conversation. I mean, and look at, obviously when it comes to maybe a small parcel that abuts to a home, and they've been maintaining this little, sometimes we have those little pieces that we can't do anything with them, and the homeowner's been taking taking care of it as part of their yard, but it's technically not theirs. I don't necessarily want to charge them. So I think we have to have a discussion, because I feel like it's, I don't, if they've been maintaining it and it doesn't provide us any benefit, then, why are we hanging on to it?
This one's
Right.
Over 4 acres. So
Right.
you might get a little comment about that, I feel.
But it's within High Ridge Country Club?
Yes, it's within and on both sides of the area is surrounded by High Ridge Country Club property. So when it gets vacated, the entire width will go to High Ridge, because they own property on both sides. And we do, at least the development staff, we do collect a fee for all these development applications. So there was at least an administrative fee
Okay.
that would have been associated with this. And we do maintain that this does somewhat fit with what you were saying, Commissioner Kelly. They have been maintaining. This is an unimproved area that runs right between their property, and we will maintain a utility easement there. So they'll be very limited on what they'll be able to utilize it for. But we will get 4 acres on the tax rolls if it gets approved.
Oh, right, because then they'll be paying taxes on it, as opposed to it being government land.
Correct.
That we can't do anything with. It's right? There's no use for it for the city.
That is correct.
Right. Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, so that covers those 3 items. We're going to move on to 10A and 10B. 10A is going to be a discussion update on Eco Park. I'll let Andrew Mack take the mic over. This is his baby. He's been going for years and years and years on this, and then we'll talk about 10B as well.
Actually, I'm gonna let Kevin discuss this one, since he'll be doing the presentation at the meeting. Go ahead, Kevin.
Yes, I adopted that baby, Dan. So the last time we had this before the commission, it was after we had the original bids and they came in too high, and then the contractor backed out, and we brought it before the commission in August of 24 for direction because we had talked to the grantor and they gave us an option of either withdrawing from the bid, or the grant, and or reducing the scope. So the commission opted to reduce the scope. So we did that. We submitted it to the grantor. And we've recently got an email back saying that what we submitted wasn't meeting the grant outline, and that our choices pretty much were to go back to what we bid that project out as, and or withdraw from the bid. I will say that it's been 2 years since we got those bids, and I don't see it getting any better. So to the commission, we're going to ask them, do you want to go back out to the original drawings, or withdraw and revamp what we're thinking? At least we'd already have the drawings already set to go for grants if we opted to go out for future grants for this project. And that's what it's pretty much about. Any questions?
I'm sure Commissioner Kelly's going to have questions.
Okay.
So when we first contacted the grant, when the bids came in too high, and they gave
Yes.
us the option to reduce the scope, did they
Yes.
provide us with any guidelines as to how we could reduce the scope but still qualify for the grant? Because it's kind of frustrating to me that they said, well, you can scale it back. You scale back the scope and then come back to us, and that'll work. And now we're hearing, well, you scaled it back so much, or you got rid of the things that and now you wouldn't qualify for the grant if you went forward with this scope. So did they give us any guidelines when we went to them and they said, oh, well, here are your options. You can withdraw or you can reduce your scope?
No,
Yeah.
when we contacted the grantor, we're told that it was budgetary reasons why we couldn't, and we're talking about the contractor backing out and says, well, reduce your scope. And so the option was to reduce the scope and they'd have a look at it. There was no guidelines to say guidelines. And so we tried to reduce it to fit the budget. And when we sent it back, it was more or less, and I'll show you that in the meeting, but it was putting the fence up and cleaning up the existing stuff. The big thing was we had like ADA access. So our plan was to build a little structure, have an ADA wheelchair like we have at the beach, so we could actually push people through without adding all the hard surfaces and all this stuff,
Right.
and that wasn't accepted. So, and plus they had the timing there's so many, if you look at the date, the timeline is so far in between. It's like they had issues with their staff and reviewing, and it's just been a difficult job to secure the grant, and it's been a lot of factors working against the city on this one,
Yeah, I
unfortunately.
mean, I totally get that. Thank you. Yeah, I guess that's kind of, I mean, there's been such a delay, and it's not anyone's one particular, it's no one's fault. It's just how it all played out. My thought, and we can talk about this more on Tuesday night. You and I talked about it a little bit, Kevin, is I don't want to continue reducing the scope or getting rid of things, or at this point, I feel like maybe there's other grant opportunities out there that now that people are really, the state is really focusing in on eco parks and preserving, the natural environment and doing all these things, that maybe, 2 years later, there's other grant opportunities out there that we can capture, a bigger portion for this project, and, maybe think outside of the box on, getting outside donors or something to, to assist with this and to get this park finally up and going. But so I feel like we should just kind of move forward with the full scope, and see what other grant opportunities are out there. And if there's something else out there that provides more of a grant, or like I said, even, looking at the possibility of some donor, contributions, especially when you're talking about, I mean, lately with, everything going on, when we had the Nichols Road thing came up and, we had tons of people in that wanted to donate their time and money and all of that, it might be an opportunity also for the community to buy into this park.
Well, at least this time around, we have plans ready to go, so that'll save us some
Right.
money, right? So we have quite a big
Yeah.
investment in already, so.
Yeah. So
Kevin,
that,
can you call me
those are my
about this?
thoughts.
Kevin, can you call me about this tomorrow? There is one issue that has come up I'd like to speak to you about.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Kevin. Those are my
All
thoughts.
right. Okay.
And then we got a 10B is just going to be an update on our strategic plan. We get to, obviously, we know it's a living document. What we get to do is hear the accomplishments that we've had over the last year or two. And we'll get to update it and kind of renew our goals, update some of the objectives. And I want to say Gigi from Economic Development is going to be doing that presentation. Correct, Adam?
Yeah, Gigi and probably Amanda will be helping out as well. And we do have on this item in the backup a consolidated list taken from the strategic plan. So you can see the updates on where we currently are on the priority project lists. And we'll discuss kind of where we want to move with strategic planning. And then we'll discuss also kind of where we plan to kick off. I think we have a target of around January before budget, so that we can get all of the commission's priorities in advance of budget season.
Perfect.
All righty. Any questions, Commissioner Kelly, or?
No, I think I'm good. Hopefully it'll be a nice quick meeting. It seems like it might be.
Yeah, there's not a lot on this agenda, so I can't foresee it taking too long. So,
Sounds good.
all right, guys.
Well, thank you guys. Sorry it was just me.
No, you're good. All right, thanks everyone.
Right. Thank you.
Take care. Be safe.